Emma's heart was pounding as she slowly stepped into the dark hallway. The whisper came again, closer than before. "Emma, don't turn around." She froze, every instinct screaming to run, but curiosity pulled her forward. At the end of the hallway, a shadow flickered across the wall. She blinked, and it was gone. Yet the whisper lingered, soft and chilling, right behind her. What do you think happens next? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. A cold breeze brushed past her neck, and the lights flickered. Emma could barely see the end of the hallway. "Who's there?" she called, her voice trembling. Silence answered, then suddenly, a faint tapping sound echoed from the staircase. Her eyes widened as a shadow moved again, this time closer. She froze, her heart pounding a frantic rhythm against her ribs. That's when she heard it, a soft whisper seeming to come from right behind her, humming a lullaby her mother used to sing. The floorboards creaked under my bare feet, each step a tiny crack in the dead silence of the old house. A whisper, like dry leaves skittering across pavement, slithered from the top of the staircase. My name just once. I froze, every muscle screaming to run. Then a faint laugh, thin and sharp like shattering glass, echoed from the same spot. My heart hammered against my ribs. I turned, but the hallway behind me was gone, replaced by a solid, unyielding wall. The laughter grew louder. Every step she took, the house seemed to groan. Emma's phone flickered, showing brief glimpses of a figure standing at the top of the stairs. She blinked, and it vanished. Her breathing was heavy, and the whisper had now become a low, guttural voice, murmuring her name over and over. She ran for the front door, her fingers fumbling with the lock. Finally, it clicked open. Standing on the porch, gasping for air, she heard the voice one last time, right behind her ear. "You can't leave what's already inside you." Emma's legs felt like lead as she edged closer to the stairs. The walls seemed to close in, shadows dancing along them, mocking her. Suddenly, a picture frame fell off the wall behind her with a loud crash. She spun around, heart pounding, but there was nothing, except a faint whisper now echoing from every corner. It sounded like her own voice, humming a lullaby her mother used to sing, but twisted, off-key, and getting closer with every beat of her terrified heart. The old house was silent, but the silence felt heavy, watchful. Emma placed a tentative foot on the first step of the grand staircase, each board groaning under her weight as if in protest. Halfway up, the air grew cold. She froze. A dark figure materialized from the shadows at the top. Its eyes glowed with a faint crimson light, and a skeletal finger pointed directly at her. A whisper slithered through the air, turning into a clear, chilling command. "Come closer." Emma stumbled backward, nearly falling down the stairs. The figure slowly descended, silent but terrifying. Each step it took echoed like a drumbeat in her head. She wanted to scream, but no sound came out. The shadows now seemed to move independently, surrounding her. As the figure finally reached the bottom step, the moonlight revealed its face, her own, but with eyes that were ancient and cold. It smiled, a slow, dreadful curve of the lips, and whispered, "I'm home." She ran to the living room, slamming the door behind her. The whispers followed, slipping under the door and curling around her like smoke. Emma grabbed a flashlight, hands shaking, and shone it toward the hallway. But the figure had vanished again, leaving only darkness and a lingering cold that made her shiver. Then the whispers changed. They weren't coming from the hall anymore. They were coming from the flashlight in her own trembling hand. She stared, horrified, as a tiny, distorted voice began to speak. Emma backed into the corner, her breathing heavy and panicked. The whispers that had been tormenting her suddenly stopped. A heavy silence filled the room, so thick she could almost feel it. Then a soft voice whispered right beside her ear, "You can't leave." She spun around, but saw only her own terrified reflection in the dark window pane. Behind her, in the glass, a shadowy figure loomed, its grin widening. And then, everything went black. Please subscribe.